Hi, my name is Rajin. Today I would like to tell you about the people who risk their lives every day to support their families, people who are victims of politics, and people who are often forgotten by the world. The people I am speaking about are called Kolbar. They are mostly Kurds and live in northwestern Iran in the border areas with Iraq. The word Kolbar in Kurdish describes a person carrying a load on their backs. Kolbar people risk their lives to cross Iranian-Iraqi border every day. They walk tens of kilometers through high mountains to carry different goods like textiles, electronics, cosmetics or alcohol. Very often they are shot dead by Iranian border patrols called Naja or are victims of landmines. The reason why there are so many Kurds in relatively young age decide to do this high-risky job is big poverty in many areas of Iranian Kurdistan called Rojhelat. The problem has its historical roots from 1979, following the Islamic Revolution in Iran. Then the situation of Kurds in Iran went from generally bad to extremely difficult. Everyday life in Rojhelat has been characterized by arrests, executions, and all sorts of persecutions. For the government in Tehran, Kurds with their aspirations for self-government and their struggle for their own language and culture are listed as potential enemies of the Islamic Republic. The state also purposely neglects the economic development of Rojhelat. The Kurds, as a result of discrimination, have much less chance to secure a place at public school or university or get a job at public administration. Unemployment in the Kurdish areas is higher than anywhere else in Iran. There are also no government investments in agriculture or other industries. Nothing was done to try to increase tourism in the area that has so much to offer in terms of nature and rich Asian history. The Iranian government often exploits Kurdish natural resources by, for example, building unreasonable water dams which causes water crisis and drying out of cultivated land. No any effort was done to clean up the fields from landmines, which still hasn't been removed after Iraq-Iranian war in 1980s. Most Kurds in Rojhelat who choose Kolbar work are aware the risks of this job entails, but they have no other choice in terms of job opportunities. Just to support their families, Kolbar must always cope with constant fear of being killed, falling on landmines, drowning in rivers, or flooding, or dying in adverse weather conditions, where there is a high risk of cooling in extreme cold winters on top of the mountains. The Iranian government sees Kolbar workers as a security threat and reacts very strongly with military action against them. In accordance with the existing Iranian legal procedures, offenders must be convicted in accordance with the law. However, the facts have shown that the Iranian government does not respect its own rules by linking and punishing without any trials. Most of the cases have not been investigated at all. Families of the victims, who are poorest among the poor in Kurdistan and Iran, cannot afford to pay a lawyer and to pursue the cases of the murder of their relatives, especially when in most cases the killed Kolbar worker had been the breadwinner of family. In addition, many animals are brutally killed because of various operations against Kolbar people. The fate of Kolbar people wouldn't be known to international community without some NGOs like Kurdistan Human Rights Network, which reports and public cases of executions and human rights violations. Thanks to high-risky work of these activists and more common access to internet and social media, we can gather more information about obvious human rights violations. Visiting some independent website and sources, you can read many reports and facts as well as stories. Many of them are shocking and brutal, but some of them are also very touching and inspiring. Just to give you some examples, according to annual reports of Kurdistan human rights networks, only in 2016 alone, 42 Kolbar workers were directly shot dead, 30 were injured, and 22 drowned and died of hypothermia and other causes. There are only cases that the activists were able to document. I publish some links below for those who are interested. Every time you like and share all kind of information about a sad fate of Kolbar will contribute to eliminating the problem and put a pressure on terrible regime we still need struggle with. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.